and welcome to the Marriott MBA Today. I'm Carolina Lima, and here with us we have Frank. Thanks for coming, Frank.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, different spot than usual,
I know,
right?
it's weird being on this side of the desk.
Yes. If you're a car lover, you're going to love the show. If you're not, Frank here is going to turn you into one by telling us about the new releases. So Frank, I know you went to the Salt Lake City Auto Show. Can you tell us about that?
So with the Marriott School Automotive Club, we all went up there and we got the chance to see a lot of really exciting things that are both old and new. They had everything from classic Corvettes to Maseratis and Ferraris to all the new lineups for 2014 to the Nissan GTR, all sorts of really neat cars, really exciting to be there to see everything in person, especially all in one place. Every major automaker was represented there. So it was a lot of fun and just a great trip.
Well, that's great. That sounds really exciting. So at the same time, the Detroit Auto Show was also happening, right? And I know they have like the big releases there. Can you tell me about what was happening in Detroit?
So in Detroit is the biggest auto show of the year. It's the North American International Auto Show. The biggest releases happen there. One of the really neat things that I loved was the Toyota FT1. So for any fans of the old Supra, this is kind of like the embodiment of the Supra for the future, and hopefully this concept gets made and all you MBAs can start saving your pennies now. There were a ton of concepts. The production versions of other cars were shown, like the Cadillac ATS Coupe and the Corvette Z06, which has astounding performance numbers. And it's just going to blow people away. Over 600 horsepower. It beats out the old ZR1, so it's definitely an exciting model. And the Ford F-150, the new one that's going to be coming out in 2015, is showcased there. And the big news with that is it's made out of aluminum, and that has a lot of implications for the industry in general. Aluminum is more expensive than steel, but it's used because it's lighter. And with changing fuel efficiency standards, they need to be able to make trucks more efficient.
Yeah, interesting. It's not just affecting the auto industry. You're telling me that Alcoa, what happened to them?
So Alcoa Aluminum, their stock price jumped. It was like $10 a share, and within a week or so, it was up to $12. So it was a pretty good jump for them, and they're holding pretty strong and moving forward. The F-150 is the biggest volume sales vehicle in the United States, more than any other vehicle. So that could be a pretty good boon for the aluminum industry as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's really affecting other industries there. And I know also Fiat announced that they purchased Chrysler, right? What were the implications of that for both companies?
Well, it's really interesting because you think of the big three U.S. automakers, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler doesn't really fit as a U.S. automaker now anymore. So it's going to be Fiat Chrysler automobiles, and now they're going to be traded as Fiat Chrysler on both the New York and Milan exchanges. And there's going to be a lot of implications here. For Fiat, it's actually been quite a benefit because Chrysler has been profitable for the last couple of years, but Fiat has not. And so as a company as a whole, they are profitable because of Chrysler sales.
Right. Very interesting. So changing a little bit, just this past week, President Obama in the State of Union, he was talking about fuel efficiency and some new regulation. How is that going to affect the industry, you think?
So it's a really interesting thing. The auto industry is heavily regulated by the government, whether it's crash safety to fuel efficiency. And so there's the corporate average fuel economy or CAFE laws in place. So by 2025, all vehicles have to be at this 55 mile per gallon standard. And this has been able to be distributed across a portfolio of vehicles, but now President Obama said, okay, cars are getting better, now we have to do this with trucks. And this could have a serious impact on automakers who rely on the profitability of trucks and SUVs to prop up the small margins on passenger cars. So it'll definitely be a challenge in the industry.
Oh, wow. And, well, something that I got actually very excited about, GM announced their new CEO, and it's a woman. So, and I know you did your internship there. So Do you know her? Have you ever talked to her? Was it a surprise for you?
Well, it wasn't that much of a surprise. So Mary Barra has been at General Motors for over 30 years. Her father was a factory worker at GM, and she came in as a co-op when she was in college, worked all through college, and has worked there literally her entire professional career. And so I was in product development. She was the president of GM product development. So I did get to see her and hear her speak a couple times, and just very impressive, very smart, has done a lot of really good things for the company, and she's going to keep them in the right direction. So it's exciting.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I'm excited for you and your future there. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.